to get Colossus out yesterday. If he's starting towards factory and making Vikings, then you need to be like, holy shit, I gotta make Phoenix now.
Right.
But you're pulling in, and you actually see, boom, there it is, the Ghost Academy. And that's actually the best thing we could have seen, because that means he's going to delay the crap out of his Phoenix, but it's only a good thing if you have Colossus. So see how you made this Immortal instead of a Colossus, and now you can't afford a Colossus?
Right.
That was bad. You want to make the Colossus as soon as possible. Those Ghosts make those Immortals glorified Stalkers with less range. So there's the Colossus, save your money. You're also going to start the range immediately after. And I transfer about 5 or 6 probes from your main to your natural because you're oversaturated there and under at your natural.
Okay. Should I continue building probes right now, or am I okay?
All game long.
Okay, all game long.
Forever.
Even, I always feel like I make too many, but that might just be because I'm not getting my third up fast enough.
Well, to quote a previous guest on the show, or at least a future guest or some function of us, Noni famously said, if you ever have to ask when to stop making probes, you're not ready to stop making probes.
Okay.
And that's, I think, a brilliant way of basically explaining that it's better to have too many than too few, and once you realize you have too many, that's when you're able to work backwards from that. So you're able to stop making so many. So keep the Colossus coming out, and now it's going to be really important that you keep checking, because when he switches to Vikings, which he should, when he sees you making Colossus, if he doesn't, he's actually dead. That's when you have to make Phoenix, so it has to be kind of a relationship thing. But if he doesn't ever make Vikings, then just be like, okay, LOL, and just keep making Colossus.
Alright.
Now, with your extra money here, you want to warp in like a Forge for upgrades and Zealots.
Okay.
You can also make a Twilight Council for charge and additional upgrades, but you got to keep the Colossus coming out. So everything you make has to be in relation to, at least I have enough money to start the Colossus.
Okay, he's getting double upgrades, and I see the starport.
Great, but it's a late starport, super late. So with your army, I would destroy the destructible rocks at your natural, and then at the high yield, because you're going to expand to one or the other.
Okay.
Keep warping in units, stay ahead of supply. You actually only have a 9 buffer right now. With money like this, you want to build like 3 or 4 pylons almost continuously.
Okay.
And then it's time to push. If I see a guy not have Vikings like he does, and you've scouted that out, so you've done a good job earning that information, I would wait till 3 Colossus, and then I would go crush the nerd.
Okay.
So when you know you're balling up for aggression, you got to be warping in units. Whoop. Yep, good. Backing off. See him pulling up.
Should I go attack this?
Sure. Use no Vikings. So get your 3rd Colossus up there, and Guardian Shield. You have to Guardian Shield early because he has Ghosts. They're going to take off the mana of your sentries.
Okay.
Good. And then Force Field in front of his army when you engage. Okay, so he's running away. I'd go kill that command center. Okay, and you've got a Colossus and some units back there that you're not joining in on the fun, and you should be expanding right now. See how your production's halted?
Yeah.
And your money's shooting up? +1 on the Forge, charge on the Twilight Council, 2nd Robo, Colossus on the Robo, expand, 5 pylons, and boom, now you're ready to go. But you got to get on your horse a little bit, because you know he doesn't have Vikings, so your moment of opportunity is here, it's at hand. So everything that you relax to do, you need to jump on. There's the expansion, there's the Colossus, upgrades are going, should have chrono boosted them. You also need to add a 2nd Robo, perhaps more gateways. You want to increase your infrastructure as you expand. So you can see that you're taking expansion, there's that infrastructure, good. And that'll do it as long as you shift-click, so you should be moving up to attack at the same time.
Okay.
And obviously the faster you get, the more simultaneous this will be. But your observer is staring at his army. Now there's 2 Vikings, not a big deal for your stalkers. But again, that's a degenerative situation right there, meaning if you don't start getting on your horse right now, it'll be 4 Vikings, then 6, then 8. And then it becomes, oh my god, I don't have Phoenix, and now you're dead. So, I mean, you say right, but I'm still seeing you just standing here.
I'm going
You're slow walking towards his Marauder with a Zealot in the middle of the battlefield, which is cute, but completely irrelevant.
Alright, so...
There's a Stargate. So you're still just building. So stop Tetrising at your base and start getting moving with this army that I've been actually very subtly and not so subtly hinting that you need to attack.
Okay.
We're about 3 minutes now. There you go.
Now I'm going.
So you got a Colossus you're going to leave behind to guard that tower. I think that's a terrible choice. There you go. Got that moonwalking Zealot in the middle of the battlefield. We don't need to include him. He's like a general or something. And here he comes towards the Colossus. You need to shoot. No, don't move closer. What are you doing? The whole idea is that he can't touch him with the range 9. There you go. I mean, this is... You're going to win, but this is like the how-to on making it ugly.
Right.
Warp in units. And now he's got those Vikings just sitting up there. And your Stalker's got to pull up. So turn those gateways into warp gates back at home. Make 2 more Colossus. Start making Vikings, or excuse me, Phoenix. And maybe go take another base. And now with this army, you got to probably back off.
Okay. I'm going to get that attack.
Because otherwise he's just going to make Marauders and they're going to come out and kill him.
Okay.
So not... Well, actually... Okay. I'll be nice. Just get your army rolled up. Make some cannons. You've got 2 Stargates that aren't doing anything. You want to be making Phoenix out of both. And you've got a huge advantage. So one of the only ways you can lose here is if you don't start producing. So you have to warp in every chance you get. You have to chrono boost your Colossus every chance you get. You need to transfer probes from your main to your third. You need to take a 4th. He just lost a big battle. He has no ability to stop you from expanding to other places. So take that opportunity. Because it is just that. It's an opportunity, right? It's not a guarantee.
Right.
Okay, and you probably want some stacked defenses at bases. Like, what's some of the ways a Terran can come back? Well, there's drops, and there's little counterattacks. So you're highly exposed, high yield in the middle.
Right.
And you still have probes at your main that are oversaturated. Actually, it's mined out, so I'd put those at your natural, where you're undersaturated.
Oh, dear Lord. That was a terrible rally.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. Just change that rally. Fool me once. And these robos need to be active. You've got a Colossus that's not being made. There you go. And Stargates that are, again, relatively ineffective. So go ahead and queue up like 4 Phoenix. Don't worry about just having 1 at a time. If you're forgetting to hit those intervals, then, day 9 be damned. Now, warp in more. Okay. Each time I see these gateways able to warp in but not doing it, a kitten dies somewhere. And he's getting over-aggressive. So you need to focus down those Vikings. Watch your Colossus. Good micro that time. Now get back in the fight. There you go. Good. You got to keep warping in. You got a Colossus back there. You want to join in on the fight. And you never built those cannons. Would have been a great little thing to have here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is quite fucking me up.
Okay, you got a new expansion. You might want to transfer some probes over there.
Right.
So keep adding this Phoenix just like you are. Ball them up. You can go harass with those too right now. I mean, look at your observer. See what it's seeing?
Yeah.
No Vikings. An expansion. You can go pick up those harvesters and draw and kill them. I'm looking at the chat. Someone said, "What did he say about Day 9 be damned?" Oh my God.
Oh, you made fun of Day 9.
I know. It's going to be World War III. General newbies, assemble the YouTubers. We have waged war. Good. And just keep doing that for a while. And there's some Vikings. So your 4 Phoenix shouldn't run away. Yep. You should run away from the missile turret, though. There you go. Now, again, have as many Colossus as you can. So each time these robos aren't doing anything, it's not even a kitten. It's actually a full-bore lion that's dying.
Right.
And those go extinct. That's actually a really bad situation. So it was bad earlier when you didn't have cannons. Imagine how bad it is now when you still don't have cannons.
I see what you're saying.
It's getting worse. It's like a nosebleed, man. They don't just stop making messes. They'll keep making those messes until you stop it from making the mess.
What is the general kind of area where I want to stop producing Phoenixes? General number,
it's in
I mean.
relation to its Vikings. So you know he only had like the 2, and they were half-assed.
Yeah.
So you're probably good now, to be honest.
Okay.
I would get more charge lots out. You've got 4 bases. Maybe take a 5th. You can make a Dark Shrine. You need to be upgrading still. Actually, you're doing a good job upgrading. You might want to get Blink.
Okay.
Great little thing. And then just keep chrono boosting these Colossus. If you could have 150 Colossus right now, you would. So, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but the illustration is that I want you to have as many as you can make. So every time you're not making a Colossus, that's actually you going against what you should be doing.
Right. And so he's moving forward. Should I get ready to attack here?
Sure. And you've done just a fantastic job scouting with that observer, getting that information. You've got a lot of charge lots on the ground. Get this last Colossus up there. You are maxed, so you want to start your 5th on that right side, and then it's time to attack. So what else can you do with this money? So keep chrono boosting those upgrades. I love the double forge. Fantastic job. You built 2 cannons, so that's okay, or 3. Okay, that's fine. Usually you want to keep them closer together because they're all on an island right now, right?
Right.
He's only going to hit 1 cannon at a time. So watch your Phoenix. You don't want them to get too far ahead of the army because he's going to get hit by missile turrets, exactly. So lead with your army, and then come in at the Phoenix. There you go. And you got to warp in and reinforce this whole time. Those Marauders are good. Alright, pull your Phoenix back. They're just going to die to the missile turrets. Good job, though. You killed his Vikings. So as long as you keep warping in and keep chrono boosting his Colossus, you should be okay. Now, maybe next time you don't attack the middle. And that's not necessarily a mistake by you. I thought you could have won, but it turns out you couldn't.
Right.
But maybe go hit the expansion spot. So the left side of the base has been unscouted by you.
Okay.
It's okay for him to be on 3 base, but it's less okay for him to be on 4 or 5 for obvious reasons. So maybe make 3 or 4 more cannons so that you don't have to worry about spreading yourself too thin at this base. Start warping in units. So again, each time I click on these gateways, you're capable of warping in things, but you're just simply not doing it. If I could hook you up to a chair and have you electrocuted each time, I would consider it. Because it's actually that important. Like, you're not going to win games if you don't make an army, you know?
Right. Should I be pretty much controlling those towers all game long if possible?
If possible. So, like, right there, his whole army's parked on it. You can't get that one, but right here, you got that one, and that's great. But again, I think the bigger concern is you're not scouting the left side of the map, and, you know, it's one thing to take a head-on battle with his army like you did, but it's another to let him take the map as well.
Right.
So you are maxed. You've got gross oversaturation at your natural, so transfer over everyone but 1, probably to that new 5th base. Chrono boost your upgrades continuously. And you're sending out a weird attack here. I like the Zealots, I don't like the Colossus.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Okay, cool. And you've got that tower, so you can see, there goes his whole army, right?
Right.
So there's a couple of interesting choices you can make here. You can now counterattack to the high yield, or you could follow up and kill his army, because you like the way it looks. I'd run those Zealots, though, at that new base, right? Go buy some more time. Yes, exactly. Love this decision. So now, he's got to pull his army back, because he can't just sit over there, and you can actually just return with these Zealots. I'd go right back over there. And I'd ball up your army, max it out. Okay, you're not maxed out, and you still aren't warping in units. I think you actually have some kind of genocide.
It was on cooldown. It was on cooldown. The stream will prove me right.
Robos. What's your excuses for the Robos?
Okay, that wasn't on cooldown.
Right, full-blown lions, man, and tigers. You're actually killing some of the most, important animals on the planet. And your Phoenix are going to run ahead here. There you go. Good. Now, don't engage, though, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to pick them
You don't want
off.
the missile turrets. You don't want the planetary fortress, but you want to stop those expansions from mining money.
Right.
So you can engage over there. He made orbital commands, which is a huge mistake, only if you punish him. If you actually let him sit on those, then the mistake was you being born. So get your Colossus together. You mined out the high yield. Great. And your army actually needs to get to the left side. So it's that same kind of thing where I'm like subtly suggesting you do it, but really I'm demanding that you do it right now.
Alright. I'm going
There
now.
you go.
I'm going now.
You're maxed out. He might hit the middle, but who gives a shit, right? It's not worth
It's already
anything.
mined out, right?
Exactly. So pick off the orbital first. I don't know if you can. But then watch these Colossus. You got to protect them. If he comes in to fight you, and the Colossus are in the back, then they're not doing what they should be doing. And here he is. Shoot! Yes! The horror! His Marines are incinerated! Oh my god! You need to be warping in, though, okay?
I did.
Oh, you did?